Grace with Tangled Webs Weaving, and today I wanted to demonstrate warping my Bergman loom. Okay, so I've got my measured warp laid out here, and I'm just going to insert my lease sticks and my cross. And I do not take off any of the clips holding my cross until I have everything in place and the lease sticks secured to each other. Do not want to lose my cross. That's the worst thing to happen. Okay, so I have these handy little, they're actually binder ring clips that you can buy at the, I think I got these at the office supply place. Anyways, these sticks have little holes in the end. So for this step, I just use these little clips, and it secures them together and lets them have a little bit of space in between. They can wiggle around, but they're not going to separate, they're not going to fall out, and I can work with it. So the next step is to tie the lease sticks and just kind of hammock them in between the two wings so that I can pre-slay the reed sitting here comfortably. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so as you can see, I have started threading or pre-slaying the reed, and the reason that I did 4 ends per inch, or 4 ends in each dent in a 6 dent reed, is because I have those loops of 2 threads each. So when I warp this is that top left end that I went around that last warping peg. And so I don't want to cut this loop because this is what goes over the warping rod. So I have to keep these 4 threads together. In order to do that, I have to go 4 per dent. I could have done it in a 12 dent reed, but with the 6 dent reed, I can just shove them through by hand. So I'm halfway done, and I will go ahead and finish this up with you guys watching. I've got 2 more bouts to go. As you can see, I still have all of my clips on. I don't take those off until I absolutely have to. It's just an insurance policy. Okay. And then there's that last one. Take this, put it through this loop so that it doesn't unravel itself. Okay, so then I just take these and I pull one off stick it through there. This seems kind of laborious, since this is gonna actually have to be just pulled back through, but I found that it is worth the extra time. It gets a nice good spread, especially with this particular loom, the way that it likes to be warped. I get a nice good spread, it's even, and honestly I've used rattles in the past, and I spend more time fussing with getting the correct number of ends in each rattle section. And so this just goes, I just put a video on Netflix and off we go. So, oops. Okay, so this is all pre-slayed, and now I will need to beam it onto the warp beam. Side. All right. So pull these out. Just kind of give them a little tug to tighten things up, straighten things out. So because I beam by myself, I tend to use some weights to create the tension that I need. So I take two of the bouts, pull it out a little bit, and you can't see what I'm doing down here, but I'm just going to basically create an overhand knot with the two bouts. Make a big loop. I'm going to put my hand weight through there and tighten it up a bit, and that will create enough tension. Do that with this one too. Don't get the extra strings tied in there. Okay, so they're not quite even, but that's okay. So grab the crank. Now last night I went ahead and put the paper on, got everything set up to go this morning. So we're just going to carefully wind on, making sure that the weights don't catch on anything. Making sure that there's no tangles. And then this weight is at the top, so I'm just going to go ahead and loosen it. And tie it again back down here at the bottom. So this is only a 6.5 yard warp, so it shouldn't take too long to do this. So now, I know my cross is good here, so I can go ahead and take my secondary cross off. Now, the loose sticks can suspend from these hooks up here. And I'm just going to roughly put them up here to get them out of the way. They're still tied together so that they can't come out of my cross. Okay, there. All right, so we'll drop this down here. Rid of that protective piece of paper. And now I need to lift my jack box back up to this area where it belongs. And that is the reason you tie up these harnesses, tie them all together, because it can get a little challenging to manage everything. So now I just need to count out my heddles on each shaft and start threading them. So I'll go ahead and set that up and then be back. Okay, so you can see I've been busy, and I've gotten a little more than half of the heddles threaded. So I just thought I would demonstrate and show you some of the other threading here. So the repeat on this is actually a 4 shaft pattern, but I have 8 shafts on a countermarch loom. It's best to use all the shafts. Otherwise, you have to support the shafts that aren't being used. So I am threading 1 repeat on the first 4 shafts, and then the second repeat on the second 4 shafts. And I don't have all 12 of my shafts installed, so I only have 8 shafts installed. So what I like to do is pull out the heddles on each shaft that I'm going to be using for 1 repeat. Then I count out the threads that I'll be using for that repeat, and then once I finish the threading, if I don't have any threads left over and I don't have any heddles left over, then I know that repeat is probably correct. Okay, so the first repeat, I've got too many in that one. Okay. just gonna redistribute the heddles across, and then the next task will be, you would think that it would be to thread the reed, but it is not. Because the countermarch loom, tying up the treadles is much easier before you thread the heddles or thread the reed, so that you have complete access, because the lambs are right there and they're easily accessed now. So while I redistribute these heddles, I want to thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please comment and give a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos in the future, please consider subscribing. See you next time.